So yes, I'm starting this video in my bathroom because I'm just finishing up getting somewhat presentable for the day. Today's video is going to be very different from all my other ones. We're just going to do some coffee and chat because I have not been here for a couple of weeks and there's some updates and things like that that I can share with you, and because this is how I want to do it today. So I hope you enjoy, and just fair warning, it's going to be a lot of talking. If you decide you don't want to watch, I understand, but if you do, glad you stayed with. You gonna say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Now you want to say hi? Say good morning.
Morning. Good morning. Mama,
What?
Daddy's trying to get the rope.
Yes, she is. Did Grandma push you for a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, good morning. It's Saturday, and I am going to film and edit and post all today. So, wish me luck. Last night, Brett and I, we went on a little date. Whoa, dog, no, Sassy, don't do that. We went to see a movie that, when we left the theater, we both said this could have been based on a true story. And yeah, we went to see The Beekeeper, the one with Jason Statham in it. I love his movies. I'm an action flick kind of girl. I love them. His acting was good in this movie, but the storyline was retarded. And if you see it, you will totally get the correlation between our current administration and the one portrayed in this movie. So anyway, but that's what we did last night. So we had our little date night. Normally our date nights are at home for a couple reasons, because cost. If we can have fun and be together at home, there's no reason we have to go out. And second, because normally we don't have a babysitter. We have two people that we can ask if we really need to. One is Brett's mom, and one is my oldest daughter, Nicole. And it just so happened that Brett surprised me yesterday and called his mom and asked her to come and babysit. So she babysat all the kids, and we went out for a few hours. It was great. We went to a Mexican restaurant that we have went to before, and we really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was how last night went. So let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? You're right. I haven't gotten to the last video of the yarn spinning series. There's a few reasons for that. The first one is time. I have not had the time. With all the new things happening around here, and the work thing, and the kid thing, and the spring thing, and all that, I really just have not had time to prep the yarn to be able to film the last video. I understand if you're upset. I apologize sincerely. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. So I'm going to stop trying to promise things that I can't deliver. I will say that if you are one of those that bought the kit and you are ready to start your yarn, please message me on Instagram. I will walk you through everything. That is something that I promised from the beginning, that you guys, if you bought the kit, you would get personal messaging priority when it comes to the yarn spinning. I'm still on with that. I'm going to get you guys through it so that you can make your final product and start to use it. If you were here and you're just kind of following along on those videos, I don't know what to tell you. Life. Okay. So the other reason that I haven't been able to make the video is because I have two 3-year-olds, and they unraveled a bunch of my singles the other day. I was, well, the other day, probably a few weeks ago, I guess now, I had started this yarn back when Charlotte was in the hospital for RSV, which was what, 2022, 2021? No, she was born 2022. Brett's over here, so I'm talking to him. Anyway, she was in the hospital over Thanksgiving for RSV. I started spinning this yarn back then. I still have lots to spin on it, but I was going to use some of that and show you guys. Point is, baby's unraveled it. So now I have to spin again to be able to make the final product. I don't know when I'm going to get to that. I was planning just to... Sassy, can you get off my phone stand? Thanks. I was planning just to use some store-bought yarn and just show you the process and explain it all to you. But I felt it better just to do it with the real thing anyway. So that's the elephant in the room. That's why I haven't been able to finish the videos. I will get to it. I just can't give you a time. 10 to 14.
Winds gusting 30 to 40.
Yep, I saw that. So we are, it is technically spring, but we are under a winter storm warning for our area. They are talking, literally, we have seen everything from, 5 inches, I think was the lowest, to, huh?
Like 30.
You saw 30? The highest?
Somebody said, I thought you had said 30.
No, I said the Euro, or the one of the models that they use, the NORAD and whatever, was saying upwards of like 29 or something. The highest that I saw, like for our local weather, was 20 inches. So we're 5 to 20 inches. You know, great. Anyway, so they're talking we're gonna get dumped on, and 35 to 40 mile an hour winds, and
There's 8 to 12.
you see 8 to 12.
And then another 2 to 4
And then another 2 to 4 on
on Tuesday.
Tuesday. So,
Ice on Monday.
and ice on Monday. Yay. So it's supposed to start tonight at like around midnight, right? And then go into all the way until Monday, Tuesday, whatever. So,
I wonder if they're going to do anything with church.
I don't know. It all depends, I think, on how much snow. Brett just asked me if they're going to maybe cancel church. We have a lot of elderly people that go to our church, and so usually when it gets either too cold or too much snow or a combination of both, they do cancel church, just to kind of, I guess, help them out. What are you laughing at? What?
The post I just sent you.
Seriously? We're filming YouTube right now, and you're sending me things on Instagram that I'm supposed... You jerk! Okay, so as for updates, this is the first full week of Brett being home. If you don't follow us on Instagram, which right there, you need to follow us. Brett is no longer working outside of the home. He is home. He's home, and I don't know. It's a good feeling, but it's also kind of awkward because he's been always outside of the home working. So this is new, very new,
Look at your cheeks.
and he's messing up my schedule sometimes.
You need to have your fingernail, your thumbnail clipped.
Anyway, so
How do you even hear out of those ears?
you guys, there are boogers in my ears.
How'd you get the booger on your finger?
Okay. Anyway, we're
Sassy, what's the joy then?
okay. So Brett's home.
There's plenty. Boogers in it.
We have started doing a lot of I think this week was mainly things around the house that he's wanted to get to, but just hasn't had the time and or the energy, quite frankly. Maybe I'll take you downstairs and I'll show you. But we put up some new shelves in the storage area. We totally cleaned out the laundry room. That would be something I would enjoy.
What?
If you could work on putting the washer and dryer upstairs.
No, there's piping I have to go underneath there. It's not like a Saturday afternoon project. So, no.
Anyway,
Daddy,
I just got schooled. So, we totally cleaned out the laundry room downstairs and put in shelves and reorganized that. Reorganized the food storage area. He built, I haven't seen this one yet because I haven't been down there, but yesterday he built a shelf in just like our general storage area. And so I have to,
Oh, I didn't see that.
I have to go downstairs and see that, but we're going to be cleaning out the general storage area today, tomorrow, whatever. So that was kind of the bigger thing that we got taken care of. The hoop house that you guys saw, we got that taken care of. He started working on the second one, but then the weather turned cold and it got windy. And if you've ever tried to put up a hoop house, you know that the tarp, you have to have like no wind to be able to put up this tarp. So that's just kind of sat for a little bit, which is okay. I mean, we don't need it right this second. We haven't taken down the barn or anything yet, but we've been milking. You saw, I think, in our last video that we did, I don't remember, but we got our new goat, Cindy and Mandy. Cindy is the milker, and she is doing very well milking right now. Yeah, so that's fun. Oh yeah, which leads me into another thing. The dog is going to ride the other dog. I don't know why I try filming in this chaos, because the things that I wish I could show you, it is, my real life is chaos, but I wish I could show you some of these things that are happening in the background. Sassy,
Uninstigated too, but
the little dog, the little corgi we got, was just trying to ride Otis. Because, you know, dogs riding dogs isn't, you know, something you see every day. She just hops on his back, and then he gets mad, of course, but, you know, whatever. Elijah just told us to close our eyes. So he was going to show us something. It's been a while since he... Close your eyes.
okay, they're closed.
Are you going to show it to us?
What are you doing?
Get out of the bathroom! All right, so everybody kind of left the room. Brett went downstairs to start working on the basement stuff, and the kids are playing. So I have a little bit of quiet time. Maybe you can hear me now. Okay, so let's back up just a touch. So Brett now stays home. He was a mechanic, a heavy truck mechanic, working for, I guess you'd call them concrete, ready mix type company or whatever. He did all the cement trucks, cement mixers, loaders, whatever. He worked on all of it. Anyway, so now he stays home. And I'm not going to get into the financials of that because that's our private business. But I can say Brett's mom was extremely worried about that. We're doing just fine. We have, without divulging, we have a very comparable income to what he was making there. And he gets to stay home. So it's been part of our pipe dream for both of us to stay home and actually make something of our homestead. So we have grasped our pipe dream and are just running away with it right now. I'll talk about that in a second, a little bit more about what we plan to do. if you haven't been following on Instagram, got a part-time job, just kind of handed to me, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't looking for a job. I didn't need a job. But it happened, and I get to stay at home and do this job. It's a couple hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day, 4. I answer phones for a clinic. It's going better than when it started. Now that Brett's home, that kind of helps a little bit. But it's going good. So, we're going to keep rolling with it and see where it leads. So all of that income, because we technically don't need it, it's going into savings, and we're going to use that to, number one, of course, build up our savings, but also to do, minor things around the house that we've talked about doing. There isn't a whole ton that we want to do here, but there's some things, so we're going to just keep squirreling that away and use it when we need it. And that would be the mama voice. Anyway, so as for the pipe dream, okay, so we have always wanted to make our homestead work for us. Okay. So we always have had the goal, and not the goal, but the mindset that livestock are not pets. If it's on the farm, it has to work for us, or work in some way. Okay. It all has to mesh together. So like, when we had the milking cow, we got beef, we got milk, that animal could stay. The goats, milk, meat, they can stay. Chickens, eggs, meat, they can stay. So everything has to kind of work for us. Otherwise, there's no point to us having it. I mean, it's nice to have some animals just for, hey, that's beautiful kind of thing. But at the same time, we have to be realistic, and we have to look at this as a sustainable homestead. And so there are certain things that we've had to say no to. Like I want a peacock. Out of all things, I want a peacock. What is it going to do for me? Absolutely nothing, other than I can say, I got a peacock and it's really pretty. I'm not buying a peacock anytime soon. So, we want to create, with our homestead, we want to create something so that in the end, we're not looking to get rich, okay? But I want to make enough money. The end goal is to make enough money on our homestead that we can pay for everything except for our rent, or mortgage. Sorry, not rent, but mortgage. So I'm sorry. Let me say that again. To pay for everything except for our normal household bills, such as electric and mortgage and like internet, that kind of stuff. Those are normal household bills. If our homestead could bring in enough income to pay for that, great. That would be like, woo. But I'm talking just the feed, the cost of fencing, the cost of gas for the tractor, the cost of any jars we would need for milk, any milking equipment, any new animals that we need to bring in. We want our farm to be able to support itself, in essence. Okay, so that's the pipe dream. That's where we're working towards. Now, the other day, some things started happening that we noticed with Charlotte. Now, just a second. I'm kind of... So, Charlotte is tube fed, and we found out that it's not an allergy, but she doesn't do well with cow's milk. And Kate at Venison for Dinner was suggesting goat's milk. her son Amos, I believe it was Amos, had issues with cow's milk too. Anyway, point is, so we moved to goat's milk formula with Charlotte, and she did very well on that. But lately, now that we're back to milking goats, okay, I really need to think before I talk sometimes. So we sold our milk cow and we dove back into goats. We've had goats previously, but we hit them hard now. There was no reason for us to have two separate milking animals when we have limited space here and we could drink the goat's milk too, and we liked it. Okay, so we dove into the goats hardcore. Well, now Charlotte seems to be having some issues with the goat's milk, and we're not sure exactly what's going on. We don't know if it's maybe like a lactose issue. I don't know. So for a little bit there, we were wondering if we should just halt the goat stuff and go back to a milk cow. You know, sell off all of our goats, the bucks, everything, and just go back to a milk cow. But then we started thinking, we have put so much into this, into the goats. And the infrastructure, the benefits, just everything that we've done, it didn't make sense for us to flip the script and go back to a milking cow. So yes, here's the official announcement. We are staying with goats. And we're going forward. We have plans to sell the goat milk. We have only registered goats here. So that one of our goats is partial registered, but we through breeding, just a second, through breeding, we will be able to get her kids registered a certain way through the American Dairy Goat Association. Anyway, so we're doing registered goats. Honey, please don't play on mommy's phone. For kid sales, for 4-H, for meat, for milking. We're going to train some girls to be hand milkers, for homesteaders that might need it, whatever. Let me answer his question real quick. We are going to use the goats for our own self as well, to supplement meat. So yeah, so we, the blah is, we're sticking with the goats. Let's see, what else can we talk about? There was a whole lot on my mind, and now that I'm like kind of relaxed and the kids are doing their thing, it just went. I got nothing right now. I'll record a little bit later. I remembered. Okay, so again, if you follow us on Instagram, see, this is where you really need to follow us on Instagram, because I don't always get to the YouTube videos, and I say it in one spot and I can't remember if I said it here or not. So if you're getting a dual, whatever, I'm sorry. But so on Instagram, I was explaining that along with Brett staying home, and like I explained to you guys, I'm not going to discuss what we make or whatever financially, but we are working at shifting some things that we've kind of got complacent with. Biggest example, buying bread. I used to make our bread here, and it was great and fine and dandy. And then we got complacent and we started buying loaves of bread. And then we went from buying loaves of bread to maybe a boxed meal more than we probably should have. And it just kept piling on. And so we are going back to how we used to do things. And we haven't bought bread for a whole week. I've been doing our bread again. Cooking from scratch cooking from scratch and cooking homemade are interchangeable in my world. So I've been making more things at home, cooking from scratch, whatever you want to call it. Not that we didn't before, and not that I'm opposed to, boxed meals or whatever, or convenience foods. But like I said, it just kind of became more commonplace than it ever had been. And we don't want that. So, to update you on that, things are going good. I am making it work. The meal planning is going great. I've always meal planned. Ouch, excuse me. Getting old. My bones are cracking. I've always meal planned, but we're... The other toy's gone? One toy is gone?
Yeah.
Oh, you should find it. It's in the window. Anyway, I've always meal planned or whatever, but now things are honestly, they're a lot easier for me with Brett here to help. Not that I couldn't have done them before. I had more roadblocks before, and now I feel a little more free that I don't have such roadblocks, and I can honestly say he's been enjoying it being home too, and all of the I guess the changes that we're making. Like the other day, I made Ruth Ann's sourdough discard crackers. He sat and munched on those for a good 20 minutes. Kept saying, gosh, I'm glad we're doing this again. God, So this feels good. This feels right for us. So we are continuing on with that momentum. We are continuing on with the goats. In total, I want 8 does. Yeah, I said 8. The purpose of that is so that we can 80% of the time be in milk, and just kind of rotate. Because we don't want to overwork our girls, and ideally we would every other year approximately breed. Okay, and so we also need to take into consideration, what if one of the does doesn't take, such as Navy didn't take this year, the first time round. So we have to account for things like that. We also have to account for time. The time of the year for if we're going to sell the kids for 4-H stuff. They have to be born within a certain time frame to do dairy goat shows. They have to have certain conformation. They have to have be born in certain times. So we have some factors that we have to look at, as well as the continually being in milk. So there's that. I started seeds already. We have Roma tomatoes, cabbage that actually did not die. And I say did not die. And what I mean by that is did not die at the hands of 2-3-year-olds. So I also had all of our peppers started and 2 other varieties of tomatoes going. I think we had a total of 500 seed sets going. And then the babies got it. So I was a little upset, but a lot of people said just restart, and I could have. But here's the thing. Where am I going to put them? Because where I put them was the only place I had access to good light. I had our grow light set up, everything. I didn't want it to happen again. So this year I decided, since peppers are not real high on our grow list, tomatoes are. Usually Romas or Amish paste are the biggest ones that we grow. Excuse me. since what the babies kind of destroyed wasn't higher up on our priority list, I decided I'm just going to buy some starts for those. And they weren't, like the peppers, I think I only planned out on my garden grid for six pepper plants. Okay. I can go to our local store. I can go to our local greenhouse. I can go to a Menards, whatever. And I can get a 6-pack, a 4-pack of peppers for relatively cheap. So yes, I'm going to do it that way. As for the tomatoes that they squished, those are mainly for the fresh eating during the summer. So I'll just buy a 4-pack of starts with those and life will go on. I still have onions to buy. I still have, we're using our potatoes from last year that we didn't eat up because they started sprouting. So we're going to use those for sprouts, and do our potatoes with those this year. Onions, cabbage. I think I was doing, gosh, what else was it? Cucumbers. But I only planned on like 4 plants of cucumbers because we don't eat them a whole lot. And I'm not doing carrots this year because I'm angry. My carrots didn't come up twice last year. And then I went to Azure and bought a whole bunch of organic carrots. And I still have so many carrots that'll probably last me for the next year as well. So I'm not doing carrots this year. So the garden stuff. What else can I update you guys on? I feel like it's been so long since we've sat together. I don't know. Let me take you downstairs real quick and I'll show you what we did in the laundry room. Maybe, depends on how many dirty clothes are available to see. And I will show you what the shelves that Brett made in the pantry area. Okay, so the laundry room isn't half bad. So we just kind of cleaned up a little bit around here, did some organizing, added some shelves, that kind of stuff. This, I guess, is an old well pump, Brett said. It was in the room that way that we're going to be working on. Yeah, so just kind of did some general cleanup here. And then in here, Brett added this shelf and this shelf here. And then I kind of went through and just organized some of the jars, got the toilet paper organized, got some of the box stuff off the floor. In there is the potatoes that we're going to use this year. So just kind of some general organizational things. Now I have more room. Got all Charlotte's food off the floor. I will be able to add more canning stuff this year. So yeah, I was very, very happy. Brett likes it because it's set up kind of like a grocery store where you can just kind of go down one aisle and pick your stuff. But so they're bare right now, but not for long. So since I've been upstairs talking, Brett actually has done a lot in here, but this is just our general storage area. Hi, honey. Anyway, so we're just kind of getting this organized. We're doing some purging. Yeah. So that's what I get to work on with Brett in a little bit here. Got a refill on the coffee. So anyway, those are some of the, I guess, bigger updates. I'm sure there's probably other little things that I've forgot to mention. I don't know. But that's kind of where we're at right now. Life is going good. I am really ready to get outside more. The job that I have, my part-time job, I actually can do it outside, which is really nice. yeah, it's just things are going really good. And I I I have to say the Lord is so blessing us right now. And with this extra time, you know, something that a friend when all of this kind of came to fruition with Brett being able to stay home and whatnot, it all came bam, 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 bam. And we knew just without a shadow of a doubt, this was totally the Lord's working. We got the good news that Brett could stay home, we could have income. This literally within 2 hours, of each other, my cousin had asked about the job at the clinic, and just everything was it couldn't have been lined up any better. You knew it was from God. And I was contemplating in my head, okay, is this really from God? Or is this something we should do? Am I over spiritualizing this? And my friend made the comment to me. She's like, you're right. Don't over spiritualize it. But, yes. Where was that?
Little bag with one of them kind of boots that we bought.
I knew I had bought a number 3 birthday candle. Elijah's birthday was on the 8th. I knew I had bought one. We couldn't find it. The same day that I bought that candle, we had Walmart was having all their winter clothes, their winter boots and stuff on sale for like $5. So we bought a bunch of them for the next year for the kids. This was in one of the boots. Anyway, so my friend, she said, you're right. Don't over spiritualize it. Yes, this does seem like it is a blessing from God. He is opening the doors all the way for you. But what she reminded me was that God blesses us, but he also expects us to use those blessings to further his kingdom. And so one of the things that Brett and I have been really conscious about lately is how can we use this blessing of him being home to help further the kingdom? One of the things that Brett has been able to do is work more on the worship music for church. Brett is the worship leader for church. And when he was working outside the home, it was very difficult to plan practice times and get the time in that he needed to practice at home and choose songs and all that. So he's been able to do that more. The other thing is the kids go to Awana at church on Wednesday nights. Brett is the games leader for Awana. He's been able to put more time into that, into, preparing for the games and not just last minute kind of things. The other things that Brett is looking into is going on. We have one particular missionary down in Mexico. I don't remember the name of the town. Anyway, they have been doing building and construction and things like that. And Brett has always talked about going down there and helping them out. We've never had the time. He's never been able to because we'd have to, take PTO from work and do all this kind of stuff. Now he has that time. Now he has that ability. And so we are looking into not the, what is it called, the Real ID? I don't remember. But whatever the ID is that will allow you to not have to use your passport and you can go back and forth on the Mexico and Canada border. We're getting that stuff ready for Brett so that if they should call and say, hey, can you come down and help us do construction? Because Brett used to own his own carpentry business. If they call and say, hey, can you come down and help? Yeah, he can go. So just little things like that. We are using this blessing to help, further the kingdom. And Brett's talked about our church needs a youth group leader. And they would like a couple to do that. So Brett and I have talked about doing the youth group. Timothy's of youth group age. So we have a little more vested interest, I guess would be the word, to do that kind of thing. I don't know, but the doors are open and we're using it and we're working with it and it's going good. So anyway, I think that is all my updates for today. I actually kind of enjoyed this little chat with you, even though you didn't chat back with me. It was still nice. I hope you guys enjoyed it too and watched to the end. Again, if you're looking for, more daily updates from us, please follow us. Instagram right there. Just, see how we're doing, see how life is going. And I guess we will just see y'all next week.